Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Maria. Hello, Sherry. Welcome, welcome to Jewel Loom School Live. So happy to see everyone here. I'm super excited about this project. I just have to say that this is definitely like one of my most favorite designs. Like, I loved doing this so much, and it worked out exactly like I was hoping. And before I go any further, the queen, Joan, is not with me tonight, and so I am definitely, on my own. I would love to hear from somebody that you can hear me okay and that there's no background noise. If someone could just give me a thumbs up and let me know that we're live and that the voice, the volume, and everything is sounding good, and that there's no feedback. That would be really wonderful. I see everyone saying hello, but I'm not getting a hey, you sound great. Awesome. Thanks, Maria. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, yes. Hey, everyone. It's Jules, Juliana Jules, as Sheldon calls me. So incredibly precious. Hey, listen, I'm the Jewel Loom mama. That's right. The Jewel Loom. Sabrina is here and Becky is here. And this is Jewel Loom School Live. We are streaming live to the who says the Book of Faces, because I think that's so stinking cute. So we are streaming live to Facebook, and that would be on the Jewel Loom page. And I don't know, I think it goes somewhere else on Facebook as well. But it's also here on the YouTubes. And so I can see your comments on YouTube, but because Joan isn't with us tonight, I can't see you on the Facebook, on the Book of Faces and the Book of Words. I cannot see you. So we are over here on the YouTubes, and we're working on part 5 tonight. And I've got the bracelet in my other screen, and really I told you, I think I told, I don't know, was it last week? It seems it's like everything's such a blur. I was like, was I live last week? We had a little snafu with Tuesday, and so I think that's what got has me a little discombobulated. But uh oops, yeah, let me use my other hand for that. And so I was talking about how when I designed this project, I did it based on wanting something that was more narrow, specifically so that it could be done quicker. So typically when we make this type of a bracelet, it's 6 rows across, lots and lots of loops, and it's absolutely stunning, but it takes more time. And so that's where I came up with the name Willowy. And so that is what is right here. And in addition to only going 3 across, I got a little bold. And look at the big beads that I used. I really, really love this bracelet. I am just so in love with it. I love how it turned out. I love, oh, excuse me, there's like something overcoming me. That is so weird. You know what it is? I'm back in California, and so the Santa Anas. Yeah. So I've been sneezing all day. They followed me into the back here. And so pardon me if I sound a little stuffy, but that is why. But yeah, I love this bracelet. It was just so much fun. I used the components, and I'm just going to try to sneak those in here right now. By the way, I bought this cookie sheet at the dollar store, which isn't really a dollar anymore. Everything is $1.25. I don't know if you knew that, but and maybe I'm late to the party. So I bought this cookie sheet for $1.25, and this is how I'm hosting, storing all of my projects that are in process. But look at all of the beads that are still left over from the Serenity Kit. Now there's 5 of those kits that are left. You can find them on the jewelloom.com website. The 11 O's do not come with the kit. Okay. Your 11 O's and your 8 O's are purchased separately, but there is a ton of beads that come in this kit. And so I know that 2 of them flew out the door today. Listen, if you're a Creative Soul member and you paid for last month and this month for the Creative Soul membership, I sent you an offer on the Serenity kits this morning, and you should take advantage of it. So if you didn't see that text, basically for Creative Soul members that are current who have November coming to them still because that has not gone out, you can get the kit for $25, which is ridiculously awesome. And I'm going to put it into your box. And I don't think there should be any extra shipping. And if there is, I'm going to cover it. So who's your girlfriend? Who's your girl? Jules, right here. So there's only 5 of those left. If you're a Creative Soul member and you want one of those, you need to get on that. If you're worried about losing out on that and you go buy one right now, it's at regular price. I'll reimburse you immediately for that 20 extra bucks. Okay. So, or you can text me and I can send you an invoice. All right. Okay. So let's get to business. Part 1, part 2, part 3, and 4 are all live up on the YouTube channel. And so you can, if you're just joining and you're wondering, well, it's already done. That's because this is part 5 and I'm at the point where I'm going to take it off of the loom and add a clasp. I definitely highly recommend that you know how you're going to finish your project before you start it. Sometimes it's hard. I started off with thinking I'm going to sew on a 3-hole button clasp. And then this afternoon, I'm in my little tool chest looking at all my other different options. And then I circled right back around and I'm sewing on the clasp. But it's always important to know that because especially if you're doing something really wide, you know, some of the clasps out there are only so wide and then, you'll have to source it if I don't have it. So it's just always really a great idea to know how you're going to finish your project before you start it. And so I am going to use the 3-hole button. Again, I looked at it a few times and I was like, oh, is that what I really want to do? But in the end, it is. And so you can see that it's going to actually really go well with the bracelet because there are other round beads. So Gloria says the Serenity Kit was what you sent in the October. Yes, Gloria, it is. There are extra kits. And so if people wanted an extra kit discounted because maybe you just wanted to make more fabulous things with those beads, I offered them to you and the rest of the Creative Soul community at that discounted price. And then again, as long as you're getting the November box, I'm going to put it into that box. And even if it does weigh a little bit more, I'm just going to cover the shipping. So it's just more. Yeah, you got it. Okay. Yeah. So when that happens, I like to, if we have extra kits, then I like to, at some point in the ball game, just say, okay, I'm going to stop selling them and then offer them to the Creative Soul community. So there's my spiel on that. All right. So I am going to, I have to do all the things like a big girl. Okay. Make myself small. And gosh, I love this project so much. Okay, so I'm going to take it off the loom, but first I do want to point something out. I just hit my camera. By the way, I think the picture's looking really good. I went ahead and I did secure, what's it called? Like a Wi-Fi hotspot. So I'm not, and it's looking like it's really good. I'm paying for it. So after last week, I think it was like the blurriness just really had me so discouraged. So I was like, Jules, you have to just bite the bullet and get the Wi-Fi hotspot, especially, being next to the military base and stuff. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and turn my Jewel Loom over. And like I've mentioned before, and I'm going to scooch over myself, I'm going to take the project and I'm going to hold it in my hand. And then I've got my fingers and it's kind of like I'm just sandwiching the loom and the project in my hand because when I cut the warps, I don't want all those glass beads to, pound down on whatever surface I'm working on. So I have it securely in my hands and let me get the warps up here. This is always the, oh my gosh. All right. So all is well there. And we'll put the fabulous Jewel Loom that is flexible, not bendable, over to the side. Should be in my advertising, right? Okay, and I also want to mention that when I left off, I still had a plethora of thread. Like I did have to rethread in the middle of my project, and I was probably a little overzealous, but that's okay. And so yeah, I have a lot of leftover thread, and I'm just going to keep that to the side. And so in the meantime here, I've got my piece. Oh my gosh. Let me just put it on my, oh, it's so, oh my gosh. Where are we at? Where are we at? Y'all, come on. Come on. I feel like I'm going to go into a sermon. Can I get an amen? Seriously, so stinking cute and awesome. I am totally in love with this. All right, I'm just going to do the pinch test here. Let's see how we're doing. Oh, okay. So this is going to work out perfectly for my wrist because I'm going to sew on the button. It's going to add, right now, those two ones were pretty much kissing with just a little leeway. And oh my God, I so love this. Okay, this is going to be my new jam. I'm going to be doing these willowy things a lot. I could tell because I got it done so quickly, and I've been, listen, bead weaving is not stringing, right? It's just not going to happen like within, a short amount of time. If you're making a tiny little piece, I don't know, you might be able to get something done in 30 to 45 minutes, but all in all, it does take a little bit longer. So I think the streamlined 3 across with the looping and the bigger beads, and it just looks fabulous. Okay, I gotta stop oohing and ahhing. We'll be here all night. First things first, I want to make sure that I don't get that piece of thread that I need to sew on with. And let me make sure I'm in the screen. And what I'm going to do, I feel like I still have to scooch a little. I've got these 4 warps, and so I'm just going to tie them together. I am sorry, but I am not a fan of daylight savings. I think it's silly. And I'm going to look very angelic now, but that's okay. So we've got the, I don't know how people live without, like an aught light, because I absolutely cannot live without mine. Okay, I got to make sure that you don't distort your warps. I'm going to come up a little higher here. Awesome. Thanks, Jeanette. Okay, so I'm just going to do, I don't want to tie that guy. I want to tie these 2 guys. I hope everyone's doing well. So I did, let's see, we were together last week. And so you know that I drove back across the country on my own like a big girl with a dog. I had so much fun. I never once turned the radio on. I didn't listen to anything. I literally just was brainstorming and I'm a big prayer, so praying a lot, tripping out on all the road signs. Some of the billboards are so funny. So I was having a lot of self giggles with myself. Do you think size 6 beads would work well instead of 8 I would, I think so. Why not? And it'll just, it'll, it probably will go a hair faster. Because you're not really going to in the end see the base, but if you have them, use them. I'm in for all that. Not 11 O's though, because 11 O's are too tiny to go back through, and that's how come we want to stick with an 8 but do a 6 I want to see what it looks like. There's your challenge, mama. So I'm totally being a little overzealous on this because I'm trying to talk and tie knots. I know that I did enough, but I'm just going to do it again. So you can kind of see that I'm just grabbing them and then tying them together. But yeah. Okay. So what I want to do next is I'm going to trim these so they're not in my way while I'm sewing. Always another scary part, right? And because I want to get that hidden, I'm just really, really carefully going to bring in my wildfire burner. And I really would encourage you to get to know your burner and, play around with the idea of using it on these strands, on these warps that are very, very tiny. So what I do is I just I try to get the top there, and I'm pretty sure this was a Wyatt or Meredith method. So they just kind of create like a little ball, but you got to really pay attention because you don't want to, burn the wrong part. So it's kind of like you're just fraying. Okay, so I'm not gonna press my luck. Okay, so I'm just gonna tuck these down a little bit. And I'll go back in and clean that up. Let me just make sure I'm in the screen here. And I have my button, and I want to start with the pretty side of the button facing down. So I'm going to put that over here. And what I'm going to do, I am feeling like I need to come down a row because I feel like that top row is just a little too loosey-goosey. Uh-oh, what's going on here? Okay, if you ever have trouble pulling your needle, bring in your flats, and it just helps to avoid a breakage. Okay. And you could see I have a ton of wildfire. Whoops. Hi, Carmen. Joan will be proud I'm in the frame. Everything sounds good. Oh my God. When she said she wasn't going to make it, I was like, oh no. Uh-oh. What's going on here? I just got so much. Oh, come on, Jules. Don't screw this up. Oh, I got a knot in my wildfire. Yeah, you got to be really careful when you got this much. Slow, slow, slow. Okay, so, all right, I feel like that's a little bit better. Okay, so I'm going to, let's see, that bracelet was, the two ends were meeting pretty well, and this is going to add another 1/2 inch. I don't know if I want to, I guess I'll do 2. I'm going to pick up 2 8/0s. I'm just trying, so like the more 8/0s you were to pick up, the more you could actually like add length to your bracelet. Um, if you needed to, but my 2 ones were kissing together. This is going to add a 1/2 inch. I don't want it to be too loose. Ooh, I'm feeling like, all right, I'm going to just go with it. If it's too big, it'll be somebody's gift. All right, so then we're going to go through the back. Well, that's actually the front of the buttonhole there. And then we're just going to pull, and that's the first hole. Okay. And then I'm going to take the needle and I'm going to go back through. I push this away, and then I'm going back through those 2 8/0s. It's like surgery. At first it just kind of like, how's this all going to come together? That's why you want to go slow, because you've got so much going on. And then just very carefully, we're going to bring it all back together and tighten it up. So that's cool. Okay. Nice. Then I'm going to take my needle. So I'm over here on the way outside. And I want to come back through the right side of that first bead. And then I'm going to come out. I'm coming out the left side of the second and in between that second and third bead. So the needle is like going towards my left side. And then very carefully again. You don't have to work with this much wildfire. It's just that that's what I had left. So I kept it intact. Okay. And then I'm going to pick up another 2 8/0s. And we're going to go through the front side here of that middle hole. There are phenomenal step-by-step photos from the Jewel Loom Inspirations book, which I did finally hear back from the attorneys at the publisher. I do actually have the rights back to my book. And now I'm just in the process of figuring out, the software of how to add it to the website and make it a downloadable. I won't be printing it. It will just, I don't, I want to make sure I have the type of software though, to where I think you would be able to download it. I think there's that kind of software where you could have like the option of downloading and printing a copy, but that would be an awful lot. I think it's like 116 pages, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know why yeah, you gotta be careful when you're working with a lot of wildfire because it likes to kind of make little faux, if you have too much, it can make like a little faux knot. Okay. So that was the second one. Well, let me bring that up to the camera here. So. And then again, I'm just going to the front side there of the button. Yeah, I think there was 116 pages in the book, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Maria, I think so too. And I think it just depends on the software program. I have to look into that and see. I feel like this is one of those, like when you're putting mascara on and your tongue's hanging out of your mouth. Whoops. I just want to be careful that I don't like have this big crazy. Okay, there we go. Okay, awesome. Beautiful. All right, so let me see. Let me bring this up. Is it 112, not including the cover? I can't tell you because I don't have it in front of me, but it must be, it could be. I don't, gosh, Maria, I did it so long ago, but I don't know if anyone's got a copy handy. I'm still kind of unpacking and getting things organized again. So right now I have the button. Maria's all I have it in front of me. I love you. I have the one end of the button all sewed on, but I want to make sure that it's really nice and tight. So I'm going to go through, I'm going through the row below the row that I just, so it's row 2. We're just going to bring that up. Oh, a little tight there. So I'm bringing in, uh-oh, come on, buddy. Ooh, that was a tight one. That one made me nervous. You also just want to make sure that you're not grabbing anything that shouldn't be grabbed. Okay, so I'm going to, because I have so much stinking thread. Whoopsie. Hey, hey. Where do we go? Selling a lot of wildfire right now. Did you really need 2 yards, Jules? Maybe. So the funny thing is that I didn't intentionally mean for that loop to be on the back side, but the fun thing is that it's going to help to kind of help me clean up those knots because I want to push them down. I have some white glue, by the way, to the side here. I have Violene's Fast Grab Tacky Glue, and I just put a little bit of it on a paper plate with a toothpick. And I will, in fact, I'm just going to do that right now. I'm just going to put like a little bit. It dries clear, and I just kind of want to get these guys a little secured. And I'm tucking them in between the beads. So I'll have to clean that up a little. So if you're just tuning in, this is the, this is the Willowy Bracelet. Basically, the word willowy was an alternative to thin, narrow, skinny. I just wanted it to have a cute name. Oh, sweet baby. Come on, don't do that to me. I don't know why this stuff is wanting to tangle itself. Is this a thing and I don't know? Oh boy. Well, that could just be my final. You're done. Okay. So on that note, we're going to go ahead and cut. And I'll just do, well, shoot. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see if I can't back myself out. Boy, that really bums me out. Why is that stuff doing that? Because I'm just working with too much, I guess. I'm backing myself out of this last row, and I'm going to see if the needle gods are in my favor. I'm just going to try to literally back all the, oh, thank you. It worked. Am I out of the frame? Okay. So the only thing is this silly knot is right there. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do what I'm thinking I want to do. Let me see for giggles if I can just attach myself to the side right there. It was like an operation. Now we're in operation save the day mode here. I think we're going to be fine. It's just going to be a little wonky. Brando is scratching at the door. See, my worry is that I'm going to get this knot in here. Nope, it's going to work. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm just trying to get like a little knot going. I don't know if that worked or not. Okay, so I'm just going to trim this and then I'll use the wildfire burner to make a little ball. So I'm like pouncing on it. Like I just take the top there and then you're just making like a little ball. And now I do believe it's Meredith who has shown this. Okay. What's that? Okay, so let's just look at it from this side. Okay, cool. So we have, oh, that looks really good. Okay. Oh, I just love this bracelet so much. I'm like really in love. Will you be getting in more starter kits? Funny, I was just sitting here, Cecilia. Yeah, so, but they're going to have a different bead configuration. But but they'll still be, they'll be great. But you'll get the jewel loom, the baby jewel loom, the needles, the button, and the hemp cord. But the beads are going to be probably the 5mm fire polish beads, but you'll get more because it'll take like a 5 strands instead of 4 strands of 6mm. So if that's okay, hopefully they'll be, it's always nice. I always try to do nice things. One of the things that I'm thinking of, and I've done in the past, especially since I accidentally took that last loop that was supposed to be on the front of the bracelet, and now it's on the back of the bracelet, which is so fine. You could do that. Like if you want to go back and kind of like do some loops in that area where you tied off and you don't really, if you can't really hide the knots very well, then I have gone back in here and actually made loops. And it's kind of just like a nice finishing touch so that your backside looks as pretty as your front side. I will end up doing that. So after the show probably, and then I'll take a close up so that you can best understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm going to turn this around. And there goes Mr. Brando barking. My tough guy. I do need to figure out how much of this is usable because there's a knot somewhere. Where'd the knot go? There it is. Okay, so let me cut this. And we'll put that over there. And then let's go ahead and tie this. And how's everyone doing? Are you hanging in there? It's kind of a, tedious, like, and we've done this before, but, I don't think you can watch it enough. And I think I probably got off track when we were talking about the book. The fact of the matter is that the how-tos to sew the clasp on are in the book. The photos are phenomenal. So I'm really excited to have my rights back and to be able, well, since I have all the files, I bet I can even go back and make some adjustments if I need to, because it's been since 2016 when the book came out, I think. Or was I working on it in 2016? I can't remember. But it was in that time frame. Yeah, MB's out there. He's not happy because I'm not letting him in. I think he thinks I'm really his mother. I guess I really am. So we're just going to tie these together. I'm really happy about it too. I think it's extremely powerful and it's just yeah, it's such a good thing. It's such a good thing. So just yeah, I'm just over here kind of like tying all these warps together. And then I'm just going to pinch them all the warps here. And I'm going to do what we did. You are MB's mother. I know I am. I'm a French bulldog. He's so funny. I don't know if I've ever told you this before, but my dad always used to, when he was a puppy, my dad would speak to him. My dad is Portuguese, but my dad would speak to him in Spanish. And I kid you not, when this dog hears people speaking Spanish, he just like stops and he will listen. And it's the cutest thing ever. So I'm like, you're a little Mexican bulldog. You're not French. But yeah, he would love that. My dad would just speak to him so, precious in Spanish. I just feel like I have to make sure I'm seeing these. So that's why I'm clutching down I just don't want to screw up. Okay. And then I'm just going to push those down. And so I have to start now with a new, I got to bring in the needle and the thread. So I'm coming 3 rows down. Is it Maria's? I love you. Maria's like, yeah, it was 2016. I got all your stats right here, Jules. So, yeah, I'm excited to make one very big change in the book in the acknowledgement area so that I can once and for all get that out of my life. And yeah, that will bring a lot of closure for me. Okay. So now I'm on the right side of the second row, and I've got my needle and thread in my right hand. And it looks like I'm going to have to come up and through. Oh, Juliana. You know what? I feel like I got to go through this row. I just feel like it needs to be better attached as part of the whole. So let me just do this really quick. It's really funny because Portuguese, some people think for some reason, that it would be similar to Spanish, but it's not. I wrote my Portuguese grandma a card. I remember, I think I was in high school or right out of high school. I wrote her a card in Spanish. She didn't understand a word of it. So it's not the same thing. Okay, so now I'm taking the needle and thread and I'm coming up and out of the first bead in between the first and second bead. Maria says, I pulled out the book when you mentioned it. I don't normally have it in front of me. Okay. It's just, I'm so grateful that you have it. Oh, let's see here. I need to make sure that is the front side, correct? Because you do not want to sew yourself on backwards. So this is the top side. So I want to face that down so I don't screw up. Okay, so lay this back down. And I was just about to pick up 2 of the 8-ohs. And then I'm going to go through the back, or well, the front side of the clip part. Okay, and then I'm going to take the needle and thread. The needle and thread, taking the needle and coming back through. Coming back through. And then you could just tell like there's a lot of holding and a lot of guiding, and you need to pay attention when you're doing this. This isn't one of those steps where you could just kind of not pay attention. Okay, so we're going to pull that nice and taut. Perfect. And then, uh-oh, look at, I was just getting ready to take that loop. Okay, so we want to tuck these guys in. And I want to go on the right side of the second bead and then out and in between the second and the third. The funny thing is, back in the day on Aleene's, all we did was sew on the button clasp. There, you know, there wasn't, we weren't doing anything else. We were sewing on the button clasp. So I think when I learned other ways to close my beaded bracelets, I kind of got most, you know, I got into that. I got into warping with the cord and adding a button because it just seemed so much easier, you know, because forever this is all I did. But I'm relearning my passion for this. In fact, I found the most gorgeous 7-hole boxed clasp amongst my arsenal, my all of my things, and I was like, oh my gosh, that so needs to be used. I probably bought it like at a beach shop, who knows how long ago. Okay, I've managed to turn myself around. Come on, Jules. See what I mean? It's like you got to pay attention. Okay. And I want to get these down here. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the right side of that last bead. Okay, cool. And 1, 2, and the back side of the third there. And then back through. Ow, as I'm poking myself. Okay, let's get all of this laid out so that it's not. My goodness, he is not giving up. Whoops, come on now. Pull tight. Okay, so I want to go back through that first row. I want these things to be really nice and snug. Okay. Okay, let's straighten that out. Let me get this back over here. Yeah, I'm going to go in there and clean that up for sure. Okay, and then I'm going to come down to the second row. Whoops. The seagulls are out. And yeah, I'm just going to secure Switched over. I was by myself. Come over to the YouTubes. Oops. Sometimes you got to slow down or you'll miss a whole bead. Make sure I'm in the camera. Okay. And then we'll just do one more and then I'm going to knot off here. Okay. Okay. And let's see, actually, I'm going to come down here and I'm going to, now that this is, don't forget, what am I not forgetting? I'm just going to grab, come on. Okay, I'm just grabbing one of the warps to tie off on. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's see here. It's so pretty. It's just like a vine, like I wanted. Okay, where's the other one here? Okay. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of, oops. Got a lot of whoopses. Just trying to tuck those in. Definitely going to go back and sew some. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I can't stand it. Did we get it? Oh my gosh. Seriously, I can't. I'm so stinking happy that I decided to use those ginormous beads. It's so cool. Oh my gosh. So cool. Okay, I'm going to take my angelic lighting down. And let's see, we're going to do this. And actually, I think I can now remove that one. Yay. Oh my goodness. Okay, now I can scoot over and let's see. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh, I'm back. That was weird. I don't know how come that did that. Am I back now? I hope that I'm not frozen. Am I good? Anyway, are you loving the thinner willowy? Yeah. I I am so happy. So, so stinking happy because it's such a cool technique. I love, love, love looping. Like, that's all we did back in the day on Aleene's. We just looped, and we'd have, oh my gosh, hundreds, probably thousands of beads just in fishing boxes everywhere. And everybody was beading. Tiffany was beading, Joan was beading, Lauren, the whole staff, the producers, the talent, we were all sitting around beading, but we were all doing the really big ones. And so you could imagine like it was a process. But I love this. 3 across. Okay, 3 8-0s, 3 6-0s. Jeanette's gonna take that challenge on. And then some bigger beads. I think this is the ticket. I'm really stoked about this because it's really a showpiece. And if you're making pieces for gifts or for your boutique, which by the way, somebody's got something going on this weekend. Who was it? Someone has a show this weekend. Make sure if you see who that is that you send them blessings. But I just love this. I can't. So anyway, Serenity Kit, there were a few left before I went on the air. There are a ton of beads. There's a ton of beads in this kit. And so yeah. Aw. I love. Yeah, are you looking at the yeah. These are look, I could just take you over here. So the large sun weaver, whoops. The large wisdom warrior getting a little fuzzy. Yeah. And Neelay's loom and the Boo Boo loom, the coaster maker. Yeah. They're all very beautiful. Okay. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. I love it. I'm so stoked that I get to actually wear something. It's not all the time that I get the time, to make something and actually get to wear it. And so I'm so excited. I'm going to be walking around like this. Hello, how are you? Hello. Hello. Yeah. Oh, where is your beloved? It's right there. There it is. The Jewel Loom. So Robert made that little okay. Robert made this little stand for the Jewel Loom. I don't know if you've ever seen it. And we never went any further. It's pretty simple. I mean, it literally just holds the loom. What do you think? I should have Robert send you one, Maria, and you can test it. And you can tell me if you think it's fine just the way that it is. Because I don't think it needs to be too complicated. I mean, we've had it for a while. So that's that. And there is a little sneaky peeky right there. Little sneaky peeky. And that is awesome. That's going to be added soon. Right there, circle. Just circle. All right, so we did pretty good. It's 4:54. I'm so proud of myself that I didn't disconnect us and that I got the project done. And it's lovely. It's so awesome. All right. What else is going on? Anything else that I need to tell you about? I'm working on some other new kits that are super cool. And the November Creative Soul kit, the sister circles. It's awesome. Yellows and reds. And I've got some more vintage beads, big silver ball things. Little things that look like tiny little bullets. Yeah. And then oh gosh, what would you call them? They're, oh my goodness, I'm losing my train of thought of what the bead is called. Anyway, there's a lot of cool stuff in that. But I think there's only going to be a couple of kits left for November, and I'll let you know if and when they do come available. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for your Jewel Loom love. Thank you for using the looms, because it's one thing to buy a product, but y'all use them. And every time I see something that you've made, it just fills my heart. It blows my mind. And so many of you have just been really thinking out of the box lately. And I've seen some pieces and I'm just like, wow, that's so cool. And there's just nothing better than to see what people are doing with your product and that they're actually using it. So we love it. Robert and Karen and the boys are so grateful because you are helping, you know, several little families in the Jewel Loom sphere of things, right? And so we're all so very appreciative. So, and you're all so unbelievably talented. And I'm just sending you many blessings and favor if you're doing boutiques this holiday season. You're in my prayers and I'm rooting for you. And I just want the best for you. So, something you could do for myself and the rest of the Jewel Loom family would be to share the YouTube love, to make sure that you've subscribed to the channel, that you like the videos, that you watch them. But that would be really, really, really great if you could subscribe and like and share. Oh, yeah, Sabrina, got you, girl. I mean, we do what we do when we can, right? So I'm just so grateful that you have the loom. And if you're inspired and you're happy, that's all that really matters as well. So, okay. I'm gonna go take Boo Boo for a quick walk because I think that's the problem here. He's usually on his last walk of the day by now. So I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, share the Jewel Loom love wherever you can. That helps us. That just really helps us to stay afloat. And so yeah, and I'm here for you as well. So have a great weekend. And I just send you many, 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 many blessings. All right. Love you.